Hey everyone, most people think that to raise your vibration, you either need to meditate or hours of spiritual practice. And guess what? None of that is true. And in this video, I'm actually gonna show you a simple shift that anyone can make to raise their vibration literally instantly. But let's first talk about something that no one does when it comes to vibration. So y'all, the whole point of this video is to raise your vibration, but not tomorrow, not 5 hours from now, but literally instantly. We're gonna tackle this and this is gonna be awesome. So, when it comes to vibration, the first thing we need to understand is vibration is never stagnant. It is always up or down. It is never, you never meet someone who's always truly happy throughout their whole day unless they're some spiritual being, and I don't think any of us are that. So that is okay. Awesome. Welcome. We love you. Let's get started. So when it comes to vibration, there's a scale. And actually David Hawkins, Dr. David Hawkins, made something called the field of consciousness. And he actually describes how there's a levels to vibration from actually a negative to a 0 point to a positive. And the crazy part is, y'all, most of us are constantly traveling. Guess what? Here. Garbage. We don't want that. We need to graduate and go to here in the positive area. And let me give you an example of how I know this is true. When we're going throughout our day, a lot of stuff happens. And unfortunately, a lot of us think these things are negative. I'll give you a great example. We're going throughout our day. Oh my gosh, you're leaving for work. You get a call. Boom, you got fired. Boss says, hey man, we don't need you anymore. Next thing you know, you go through some garbage pattern. First of all, you were most likely already here. You were somewhere in the middle zone. You were already before you got that phone call. Now you get the phone call, all of a sudden, you know what? Oh my goodness, I don't have a job. Oh my gosh, my wife might leave me. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna pay my bills, this, that. Next thing you know, you are totally in the worst possible zone. You are in the most negative vibration. Then you wonder why all of a sudden you go home, you have an argument with your wife. All of a sudden you go home, nothing goes right. All of a sudden you go home and left and right, negative after negative after negative. Stop it. That does not need to happen anymore. And that's what we're gonna go about. So one thing I want to understand, you need to understand is that, once again, vibration is constantly in motion. But guess what? Mandy Morris, another great author said this, and I love it. Thank God vibration is always in motion. Because guess what? That means that you out there and me can raise our vibration instead of always being down. We can raise it up. We can raise it. And that's the best part. We have power. Do not allow society, do not allow others, your friends, your family, great people to deter you and say, well, you can't change your vibration. It is set. That's garbage. Don't believe that. You're stronger than that. You're better than that. And I know that. And you know that. So what are we going to talk about? We already kind of went into a little bit of, vibrations constantly moving. But something else about vibration is that an amazing two authors, Jerry and Esther Hicks, are actually going to be getting credit for today's lesson. And we're going to talk about how they give us a proven technique, a simple proven technique that all of us can use to literally instantly change our vibration. And no, it's not meditation like we talked about. No, and the best part is you don't have to read 50 books like I did, like I thought you had to. I was a bookworm, reading through a bunch of books, looking for the next best thing, and it was staring me right in the eyes the whole time. So Jerry and Esther Hicks have an amazing thing they talk about. Their whole philosophy, by the way, is law of attraction. And it actually comes from the technique that we're gonna go into. Once again, with their technique, they talk about something which is we have a thought. And I'm starting down here and you'll understand why. We all have a thought. And let's go back to our buddy who got fired. He has a thought. His thought is, oh my gosh, I'm fired. Remember, a couple lessons back, we said words produce. They are not void. And words in our mind are the same that words come out of our mouth. So it's producing. It's already producing a bunch of garbage. A lot of people are going to start going negative. Oh, well, remember this, my wife's going to leave me, my family's going to leave me, I don't have bills, blah, blah, all this stuff. No, stop it. Once again, this is what Jerry and Esther Hicks, through the teachings of Abraham, tell us to do. Okay, you're in a tough spot. Your thought you had, not the best thought. Just lost your job. Okay, we get it. But Their whole philosophy is go and reach for the next highest thought. And I would like to give a great example of what that means. When you're looking at a tree, there's a bunch of branches. When you're trying to grab an apple from an apple tree, let's say this is an apple tree, you're not going to try to go for the highest branch. You're going to go to the branch that's the closest to you. That is the same thing they're referring to in sense of, when you have a thought that's negative, try to go up to the next thought that's a higher thought. Give you a great example. Man, I just lost my job, but hey man, I have a great wife and she loves me. And you know what? I have a great family and they love me too. And you know what? I can find another job. You know what? This is actually a great thing. And you keep going and going and going and going. So if you stop this garbage that happened here, you're moving up. Guess what you just did? Whoop. You're raising your vibration. Let's go. No more of this garbage where you're like, I can't control it. My life sucks. Blah, 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 blah. Your next thing you know, you're freaking waking up at 5 p.m. because you're depressed. You don't need that. You're a champion, you're a winner, and I know that to be true. So how do we apply this in a technique? There is a simple technique Jerry and Esther Hicks, through teachings of Abraham again, teach us, and it's called pivoting. Pivoting, y'all, will change your life. It is so powerful. And these two actually go together, pivoting and their whole philosophy. And I'll get into that right now. So when our buddy gets fired, his initial thought is, oh man, I got fired. Instantly, most of us are gonna go down, but we're taught, remember, higher thought, higher thought, higher thought, higher thought. You're almost, in a sense, going from the lowest branch to the higher branch and raising your vibration like we did on that scale we had here. We're raising it to a higher level, getting on the positive side and getting away from the negative side and even the zero, the equilibrium of both sides. So when it comes to pivoting, what is that? Pivoting is literally taking that negative thought, our buddy, I'm fired, to right away when you say I'm fired, any negative thought, apply this to any negative thought. That's the power of this. It can be taken any second, any day, of literally any hour. Let's go. So pivoting, the key is you have to have a phrase. There's a word in there that stops your brain from getting down this road. Because he says, I'm fired, my wife leaves me, my family's blah, 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 blah. You say, wait. Wait. This is key. That is your word. When you say wait, your brain all of a sudden says, wait, what's happening? Wait, what? Wait. You stop the garbage. Wait. They say, literally, Jerry and Esther Hicks teach us, when you say wait, you say this. I already know what I don't want. And that's obviously inevitable. You can already tell, you already know what you don't want. So you say, wake up, brain. Stop being negative. I already know what I don't want. Then hear me out. You say this. What I do want is a better job. You see, we're going up. I want a better job. I want to make more money. All right, you see, boom, moving up again. Want to be in great health. Boom, 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 boom. You see this? Once again, let's go back to pivoting. What are we doing? We're taking this negative thought that a lot of us thought that we have to be, we have to, sit in and suck and just feel garbage, to instead saying, wait, this is key. Remember, I already know what I don't want. That's inevitable. Guys, when we hear bad things, friends, when we hear bad words, bad things, bad news, we instantly start going on this garbage train, a one-way ticket. We take a one-way ticket on the garbage train to negative self-talk. Stop it. Wait. I already know what I don't want. Of course you do. But, and you say, but, and obviously you don't have to say that, but in the words you say, what I do want is a better job, to make more money, to be in great health. Give you another example. Your buddy, man, let's pretend he falls down, he breaks his arm. Oh man, I broke my arm, I won't be able to work, I have bills to pay, blah. It's they say, wait, I broke my arm. I already know what I don't want. I already know I don't want to have my arm broken because I'm but I accept that. But what I do want is my arm to heal fast. I do want to make money even while I'm getting healed. I want a large amount of income to come to me without having to do any work. Boom, boom, bam, bam, bam. No more are you going to be at the mercy of negativity with this. No more are you going to say my vibration low. I don't know. I this life sucks. No, no, no. It doesn't. It's amazing. And you know it too. So use the power of pivoting, y'all. No more are we going to be at the mercy of our vibration. No more. You're going to raise your vibration, not tomorrow, not the next hour, instantly with the power of pivoting. So go ahead, y'all. Use this today. That's the best part. You can literally use it right now or in this video, tomorrow, next second, next hour, next minute. Use this powerful technique. Make it your best friend. Put it in the tool belt of your arsenal. And as always, I love you. And remember, miracles are normal.